Hey guys, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridgie. How you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. How it's your week going? The week before New Year, between Christmas and New Year is usually a lazy week for most people. Some people are not back to work. For those of us that are back to work, I hope work is going on well. And for those of you that haven't wished a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for being here today. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit the red button, and if you hit the like button, you get notification whenever we post our live videos or when we are on live on the show. And also put your notification bell on. And do please give this video a thumbs up as you are watching. Thank you very much. It does help to increase the visibility. Thank you to all our subscribers, our returning subscribers. Appreciate you very, very much. So today I'm finally finding time to get back to all the messages that I was getting that I didn't have time to really go into during Gistmas. And I'm treating one of them today. And this young lady reached out to me. And she actually said, Auntie B, you are my last resort. Please help me. Save me. This is how she titled the email. And is an issue regarding her marriage and what she's going through. And she's come to ask for advice. She said, let me read it to you what she said. She said, hello, Auntie B. I've been watching your shows every now and then on YouTube, and I've been trying to summon up the courage to speak to you because I am a very private person. But I just have to talk to someone, least Beme, of depression. Okay? My story is a bit complicated and long, and I'm not sure I can state all the facts here, but I could try. I know you probably get a lot of emails, requests such as mine, and you may not have the time to really read them, but I'm hopeful that this email will be a lucky read. Yes, it is. I am a 28-year-old plus lady, a Nigerian from Igbo background, married to a 40 something, 42-year-old plus man who is from Edo State. He's a good husband and father. We have a son who is 8 years old. We met in the NYC camp in 2007, and honestly agreed to date him in the camp so that he can be my bodyguard, which I found very, very funny. She said, I had quite a number of suitors asking me out, including soldiers, and this gave me quite a scare as I was not so sure how to handle the pressure from this man. So when the macho man joined the queue, I said yes, just so that everyone else could back off. So she said she was dating him because he is masculine. All right. We talked when we talked, but we were never intimate, as my mission was just to use him as my barricade. This is exactly her words. He redeployed back to another state after the compulsory 3 weeks NYC in where we served, and we abandoned the friendship due to lack of communication. I continued in my place of primary assignment where I met a fellow member, and we hit it off for real. We were so much in love with each other, and the guy showed me great care and attention, and the Kerewa was good. He is every woman's dream, but for his jealousy and obsession. He would put his hand on me, and he did it twice for almost no reason at all. The second one came about just a few days shy of our passing out of our parade. I made up my mind to stop the relationship once I was out of his reach, as he was based in the state where I was, and I was coming back to another part of Nigeria where I was domiciled at the time. The macho man I met in camp couldn't communicate fluently with me all through my 1 year of service because there was no telecommunication network where I served at the time. On my way back, I got into a flight home. My phone caught some network signal, and the last call was from the macho man, and we spoke at length for a few minutes. Long story cut short, we started dating officially after my youth service, and I came back to my state, and we got married in 2012. So we started working in the same place, but it didn't stop our relationship. In fact, we shared a home briefly at a particular period when I was having accommodation problems and was duped by some estate agents in Lagos twice in a row. It was during our brief cohabitation that I noticed that he was not really into Kerewa. Even when we did it, he couldn't go more than one brand of Kerewa, and I was a bit worried, but I felt maybe he didn't want to get me pregnant at all. Okay, that is funny because you don't need more than one to get pregnant. You just need half. In fact, you need one quarter. Okay, so I don't know how that came into the equation, but this is what you said. And then she went on and said, I mean, how do you live with a man and he doesn't sleep with you in months? I didn't want to speak to him about it because I didn't know how he would react as an African man. So I just resolved that maybe he was being careful and didn't want to get me pregnant. Again, she said it. We dated for about 2 years and got married. And during the honeymoon, Kerewa was almost non existent. And I had to ask what the problem is, how he would do it. And I'm not satisfied. And he must not do it again, and he will not do it again until weeks later. In fact, our marriage will soon be 10 years, and I can give a mental count of how many times we have been intimate. When my son was about 6 months old, I got a job in a financial institution, and shortly after that time, he got a job too with a uh, in another state. We will talk about it, and he asked my permission to go, and I agreed. He was to come home at least once a month, at the latest 2 months. When he comes home, he does not even initiate Kerewa. So I gave him some time to rest from the journey. And then, after that, the Kerewa wasn't good. But I kept faith just so that could move on. Gradually, he started coming home once in 2 months, sometimes once in 3 months. I can't count how many times he comes home and goes back to his base without having Kerewa with me. Auntie B, I'm not bad looking at all. In fact, I get suitors more now than ever before. He, on the other hand, has grown bigger in his waistline, no more macho, and refused to do anything about it. And then we started having some financial difficulties because he started, together with nothing. But we're happy, and I never complained. All I wanted was good Kerewa. It's Kerewa business. As shy as I was, I started communicating verbally with him. I was exhausted, and I used body language and every mode of communication, ranging from sexy outfits to posing, sexual comments, name it. It didn't help, and the distance was not helping. After a while, finances balanced, but we had grown apart. About 6 years ago, I started mentioning to him the need to try for another baby since our son was going to be 5 at that time, and he was happy and open to it. But the problem was there was no Kerewa. How can you conceive without Kerewa? He was hardly around. Even when he came around, I had to initiate. And after a while, this act began to affect my pride as a woman. I became frustrated. Why should I be the one who initiates all the time? Is he no longer attracted to me, Auntie B? I kid you not. He's got a nickname for my body, my skin, and even down below, pointing to the fact that my skin is so soft. And my upper body has refused to fall even after breastfeeding. My down below is firm as ever as well. Okay, this is very, very graphic description of your body, but this is what your email says. Okay, I made up my mind not to initiate Kerewa anymore. If he doesn't want it, then two can play the game. When I was pregnant with our son, our only child, I had threatened that I was going to get rid of it. Uh, and the doctors advised that we shouldn't have any Kerewa until the coast was clear. And he refused. I don't understand that bit. That your doctor advised you not to have Kerewa until the coast was clear. I don't understand what you mean. And your doctor said you shouldn't. And he refused to do it just because he felt it would harm, it would wound the baby. I don't get that. I really don't get it. How can Kerewa have anything to do with baby that is in the womb? Kerewa is in the VJ. Baby is in the womb. What has that got to do with anything? I don't understand though. Okay, let me carry on reading, my people. Uh I had the baby through a C-section, and of course, there was another 3 months of abstinence, bringing the break to about a year. After about 5 months after delivery, I made my move, and we met with the same. I was met with the same level of intimacy. This was strange to me, considering that this man has not had Kerewa with me for over a year. This was before he left for work in another state. I complained bitterly to him, but he told me that I was overreacting and that Kerewa was the least thing on his mind as he was chasing money. Okay. Shortly before the pandemic in Nigeria, he got another job offer in the same state where he was based, a bigger pay and a better opportunity to work life balance, and we agreed that he should take it. Unfortunately, the company didn't pay him for 3 months. He worked and he had to resign and come back home. And when he came back home, I gave him time to recover, bearing in mind that he would be emotionally torn due to his inability to provide for the family. And I constantly reassured him of having his back. My salary has always been almost more than 3 times his, and I always carried on as if he was not earning anything at all. So I didn't have any problem with it when he was not earning anything. But I encouraged him to get another job, which was met with rejection. He said he didn't want to work for anyone again, but would do his own thing. I supported him even though I let him know that nothing beats a constant pay. Starts up and not a walk in the park, and we have responsibilities. But he wouldn't budge, so I left him alone. It's been more than a year now since he came back home, and we have only had Kerewa twice in 1 year. The last one was 2 weeks after he came back. This was around May 2020. And the second one was around February this year. Both of them didn't last up to 5 minutes. Okay, so there's definitely a problem there. I noticed this recent problem of premature, a jack about 3 years ago. I told him to see a doctor, but he said nothing was wrong with him, that he was just stressed. All kinds of excuses. I am Kerewa stabbed and I resorted to getting off on my own. But for how long, Auntie B? Are you asking me? How will I know? He said, for how long, Auntie B? Egg by me. Hmm. I have told him that I want a divorce, but he says he wants us together. I begged him to see a doctor, but he says he is fine. Recently, I told him I wanted us to see a therapist, but he kicked against it. I've made up my mind to relocate to Canada with my son, as I see this as my only option to run away from this man. But what about my son? He's a good father and a good husband, but I am dying gradually from the lack of intimacy. Hmm. So she's asking, what do I do, Auntie B? I mean, I saw the red flags and I just made excuses for them. But how do I live because the man will not change? I'm beginning to regret leaving my ex. But how should I how should I have been okay with a man who was putting his hands on me? It's insane. I want to be intimate and be relieved. Please help me. Lend me your advice. And she said, notes, I have never cheated on my husband because I cannot bring myself to do it because of my morals. I cannot sleep with two people at the same time. I have to let go of one to face the other. And that's my dilemma. Okay. So I replied her and I said, I'm not quite sure what advice you need. It seems like you've made your decision already to leave the marriage by relocating to Canada. So I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me, uh, but I'm happy to share if you want. She said, yes, I'm very happy. Uh, when I saw your message, thank you, Auntie B, for replying me. Um, as for my mind being made up, I'm not entirely sure about it. I'm still torn between who is going to be the father of my child and starting all over again with another man. I mean, he's a wonderful father and a good husband as well, in all honesty. But he's just stubborn and doesn't see the need for help in matters of the bedroom. He's gained a lot of weight recently because of almost non-activity. I've tried to encourage him to join a group of people who I see in the morning exercising in our area, which can also lead to networking as he's looking for job. Uh, I personally went from size 20 to size 14 and I'm still pushing within a year. And I've encouraged him to join me, but he said no. And she said, please do a video about it. I will watch and take note of all the advice. But most importantly, at B, what will you do? What will you do? Me? Ah, okay. Oh. She said, I have a slogan before I do anything. WWJD. What will Jesus do? Okay. But I don't want to commit blasphemy by typing rubbish. As regard my recent thinking, when this phrase came to my memory with regards to our Kerewa life, I'm open to your guidance and advice. Thank you. Kind regards. Okay, what will I do? She's asking, what will I do? So, there are a number of issues here. That is the email from this young lady from Nigeria. She sent me the email asking for advice. Obviously, she's in the prime of her life. She's 38 years old, and the man she's married to is 42, which is a good age for both of them. The age gap is not that much, it's only a few years, so I wouldn't say that's a problem. Okay, these are the issues. Number one, if I want to come to my own analysis of this situation the way I see it, the way I see it is that there's obviously a problem here, which thankfully you acknowledged and said that you already knew that there was issue around intimacy when you were dating, because he presented the same way he is now. Okay, he's a nice guy. You married him because he's a nice guy, and you say he's a great father. But you've always had problem with intimacy. I think some women mistake somebody that is masculine and macho, that person might be good in the sack. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily follow. You've seen some very, very masculine men. They are tall, they are buffed, they go to the gym, they work out and everything, but it doesn't follow that, you know, they will be very good in the other room, or that their equipment or their banana or what do we call it? Cucumber will be that effective. Okay. Don't get it twisted. There are some other people who are not that buffed, they are not masculine, they are short and they are well endowed. So you never know with these things. Okay. Seeing is believing. But this is where you are. You are married now. Okay. First of all, I want to congratulate you for not marrying the one that was putting their hands on you, because I'm sure now you are crying that you are lonely, you want Kerewa, but as good as the other person was with Kerewa, it would have been worse for you if they were putting their hands on you all the time. You already said it. You were dating him. You said he was obsessed and jealous, two very dangerous emotions. And he was putting his hands on you. So I congratulate you for having the courage to walk away from that situation, because the thing about humans is that people don't really change. And a lot of women, we are very, very optimistic. Like, we think we have this kind of messiah attitude that we feel like we can change men. I don't know why women always feel that way. We'll see a man. He's already shown us who he is. This is who I am. This is how I am. Like this brother now. He's a nice guy. But he's not so interested in Kerewa for whatever reason. And I'm going to talk about some 7 reasons why men sometimes, don't really do Kerewa. I will share that in a minute. But first of all, looking at it from the beginning, you already knew, like you said, you saw the red flag. You are all Kerewa-ish, like you were ready to Kerewa non-stop, okay? And you could tell that he wasn't like into intimacy with you, but you went ahead with the marriage. Kerewa is not everything in marriage, but Kerewa is also very, very important, okay? Without Kerewa, the glue that holds a marriage will begin to tear. That is just it. And we've shared it on this platform before that a lot of women cheat because the intimacy is not there. They don't feel fulfilled. They don't feel satisfied at home with the level of intimacy they are getting from their partners. All right. But you are a Jesus girl and you say you can't bring yourself to do it, which is really, really good. I don't believe people should cheat. If it's not working, you talk about it, you find solutions. And obviously, from your email, you've tried to find solutions. You suggested therapy, which you said he declined. You suggested he go and see a doctor regarding his issues about, premature ejac. And you also said that he declined. I don't know what it is for some African men. Is a thing of whether it's a thing of pride or their ego. I don't know what it is, but I think some of them feel like when you talk about this thing, you are attacking their masculinity. And to be honest, it's not. It shouldn't be, because if your wife cannot talk to you about how she feels, then would you prefer that she's cheating, she's stepping out, she's having someone take care of business? Would you not mind if you find out that your wife, who has complained previously that she's not satisfied at home, and you are not willing to do anything about it? How would you feel if you find out that she's having an affair? Okay? Because this is what's going to happen if you don't find a solution. And from what the email, the young lady has said that she's tried suggesting different things, but uncle is refusing. Okay. You also said something about him not working. So basically, he's not worked for over a year. And there's something that if a man is not earning at all, you said you've always been the one that earns more. Okay. I don't know how he feels about that. Men are different. Some men they don't have any problem with the man being with the wife being the primary provider in the family, earning more money. Some men have an issue with it. They are very competitive. They want to be the one who is bringing in most of the money. They want to be the one because they equate it with respect. That if I don't earn enough money, she's not going to respect me. If she's earning more than me, that means she's not going to give me the respect that I deserve as a man. So I don't know which category it falls into. I also don't think that he's being responsible by staying at home for 1 year and not working when you have a family. Okay, there are bills to pay. Forget the fact that you are pulling the weight, which is the right thing to do. You are doing the right thing, but he's not helping himself by sitting at home for 1 year without working. Now he's putting on weight. You said he's become bigger, his waistline, because of lack of activity. He's refusing to exercise, which you even encourage him to do, which you said you are doing as well. So I don't know. From the description, it seems like the man is depressed. And if he's not willing to talk to a therapist, then how would he even able, how will he be able to unravel or unpick what he's going through mentally or emotionally? It sounds like someone that is depressed because it's not anything you suggest is not agreeing to it. So that's another thing, because men do get depressed as well, and some of them do not talk about it. Because men are not as verbal as women. We women, we can talk. And men, some men talk a lot, some men talk more than women, but a lot of men don't. They don't talk as much as women. So that's another thing you might need to put into consideration, that he might be depressed. Okay, so I'm going to quickly share 7 reasons why Kerewa levels might change. But I don't honestly think this applies, or this may not apply to your husband, because you said since when you were dating, he's not always been into Kerewa with you. The reason why I'm saying that is that some men, they might be, like when he was in his 30s, you know, at that age, you expect a man to be on fire. Just, every day he can carry one, because at that age, for most guys, their level of testosterone, I struggle to pronounce that one, testosterone, their level of testosterone is high, so they can fire any day, anytime. Okay, but you said that since when you were dating 10 years ago or 8 years ago, or no, 10 years ago now, that he's always been like this. That's why I feel like this might not apply to him, but I'm just going to run through it anyway. These are the 10 reasons why some men may change in terms of their performance in the bedroom. Okay. The first one is that, other things have taken priority. Okay. Other things have taken priority. For instance, if they're trying to build an empire, like he said, that he was chasing money. When you were talking to him about it in the first instance, he was saying that he's trying to find money. Okay. So if there's no like that work-life balance, and he's feeling overwhelmed, especially for people that are building businesses, then their level of performance in the other room can change when other things have taken priority. Okay. Is it drinking? Drinking, drugs and alcohol can also affect the level of somebody's performing as well. As I don't know, you say he's not working at the moment, he's not worked for 1 year. Is he drinking? But like you said, he's always been like this, so I don't see what has changed. He's just being himself. Okay. But also when a man has, stress like that relating to, you know, if they are drinking, they have alcohol issues, and they have, very heavy work commitment or business commitment, which he doesn't have, it can affect their level. Number two is if it's a medical condition. Okay. A medical condition including ED, which is erectile dysfunction. Okay. And you already suspected, and that's why you've asked him to go and see a doctor. But he's saying that he doesn't want to. I don't know why. I mean, when you are sick, you go to the doctor. If you have a persistent headache that won't go, you go to the doctor. If your leg is paining, you go to the doctor. If you have a waist pain, you go to the doctor. So I don't see anything wrong in you going to the doctor to speak to, especially if you have a male doctor, or you can request to see a male doctor, even if you live in the diaspora. But you guys live in Nigeria, so you can look for a male doctor and speak to them man to man, bro. This is what I'm going through. My wife is complaining. I don't want to feel as if I'm not fulfilling my duties as a husband. Help me. What can I do? It might have an infection. And if you leave it untreated for a long time, it can result in other things. I don't know why some brothers going to the doctor is a big problem for them. I don't know whether they see it as an insult or a disrespect to their masculinity or their ego. I don't know, whatever it is. But when there is a medical condition, then they would begin to have some anxiety around performance. And that anxiety performance, because he knows that it's not going to last, and he knows that you will complain, because there's nothing as more, I mean, for women who are very active with Kerewa, who are still very, active like you are in your 30s, then if it's coming up very quickly and you are still just left there hanging, and there are no other ways to be, innovative and, creative around things in the bedroom, okay, then it can be very frustrating for you, and you might be taking that out on him to say, I beg, wetin be this now? You think say you don't do, wetin you do now? You think say you don't do finish now, you just do 2 minutes, wetin be this? Wetin be this? It can affect him. And that can give him some anxiety and performance anxiety. So I don't see any other treatment for that except he goes to see a doctor. He needs to go and see a doctor. He needs to go and see, a sex therapist to get to the root of the problem. Why is in having that problem? He's a young man still, you know, he's not 50 yet, so he should still be very active. But you said he's always been like that. So other thoughts are coming to my mind. We'll get to that in a minute. The third one I'm going to talk about is that when there is no attraction. Physical attraction is very, very important in relationship. Physical attraction, sexual attraction, very, very important. I know people say marry your friend, okay, but it's not all friendship that should lead to marriage, because there are some friends that you have that you are platonic friendship and there is zero, attraction between you, sexual attraction. So if he sees you as a friend, a buddy, somebody that he can talk to and just laugh with and play with, but there's zero chemistry, it's going to be hard. Mm. So I don't know how applicable this is to your situation. Has he always been, it's always been like this, you said? Was there attraction at the beginning? Because it seems like he has zero attraction now. If you are doing twice in a year, as in, you said the last time that you did Kerewa now is February 2020, 2021. So we are going to January now. So that's going to a year. We're talking about 10 months now. So when there is no physical attraction, intimacy will be difficult. It's like asking you to sleep with, somebody who you see as a relative. It's going to be really difficult because you are going to be looking at that person as, ew, what's this? No, it's going to be difficult because you don't have that chemistry. Chemistry is very, very important. As much as it's good to marry your friend, you still need to have some, you know, some sexual chemistry and attraction going on. So maybe this brother does not see you as somebody that is physically or he's attracted to. I don't know, but there's definitely no physical attraction. He sees you as a platonic friend, platonic wife. I don't know whether there's anything like platonic husband and wife, because husband and wife are supposed to be firing. So if you're not firing, then I don't know. The marriage will get leg, and that's why you are, reaching out now to ask for help. Okay, that's number three. Number four is stress. Okay, I think I talked about this briefly before. When a man is stressed, and the things that causes stress for most men is financial stress, work, business, finances. When the finances are not good, when money is not coming in, he's not able to pull his weight around the house. He feels like he's a failure. It can affect his libido. It can affect his testosterone. 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 Did I get it? When I no laugh me. Oh. Okay, so stress also, anxiety and stress can affect his performance there. But this brother is not working now, he's not worked for a long time. So that's why I'm thinking depression. He might be feeling depressed. Okay, stress can also lead to depression as well. So that's another thing you need to explore. But the frustrating thing about this whole thing now is that as much as you are trying, he's not willing to find a solution. So there's a problem there. Number five, he is uncomfortable initiating. Okay, you said that you are the only one that keeps initiating, and you too, you decide to lock up and say it's affecting your pride as a woman, my dear. Now you need that more. From what you have told us now, you need the Kerewa pass. The brother does not miss Kerewa. Okay, he doesn't need it. Obviously, if he does, he will be initiating. So this one that you're saying, my pride as a woman, so I don't understand where that is coming from. What has that got to do with anything? What does that even mean? Your pride as a woman. If you need something, get it. Go and get it. Which one is my pride as a woman? Look, my dear, he's your husband. Nothing I never seen. I don't see each other. Everything for each other, but I don't see. Nobody they follow when I go bedroom, when I go sleep for night or day or whatever, when I they do the thing. So don't stop. Okay? I know say what they talk, say my pride as a woman is wounding your pride as a woman. If he's not initiating, you better start initiating if you want it. Okay, there's nothing wrong in that. Okay, maybe he's uncomfortable, maybe he's shy, maybe his body issues is making him feel like he's having some self-esteem issues. Yeah, men do have self-esteem issue. You just say his waistline is big now. This was a brother that was buffed and all macho. You start dating him because he's macho. Now the macho that you saw in him is gone. He's no longer macho now. He's big. He's gotten bigger and fat, to say the word loosely. So it might be affecting him, mentally. Maybe that's why he's uncomfortable initiating. Number six, some men do have low Kerewa drive. Okay, they do have low Kerewa drive. That's the truth. And that goes back to the low testosterone that we're talking about. Their level of testosterone is down. Mhm. It's very, very low. I don't know if there's a medical reason for it. If you are someone who is in the medical field in the house and please let us know. And from the research that I did, it says that a lot of men has great supply of testosterone. They're always hungry for Kerewa. And that is what makes a man hungry for Kerewa. Is the hormone that makes a man hungry for Kerewa all their lives. But when this desire wanes, mm, then you need to go to the doctor. You need to go to your doctor. So if it's health related or is low testosterone, or the man's level has fallen for no reason, leading to reduced desire, poor erectile issues, doctor, doctor, doctor. There's no other way. He needs to go and see a doctor. Okay? I think you need to let him know that you are really, really serious. If he knows that you are going to work, he might consider taking you seriously. Okay? Number six is the big elephant in the room. No, that should be number seven, right? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. Number seven. The big elephant in the room is affairs. Affairs, affairs. Is it cheating? That's another thing. If he lost interest all of a sudden, or he's never had interest, then what is he interested in? Is he doing someone else? Is he not interested in women? See, I dey talk for Nigeria, we have a long way to go. A lot of men now in Nigeria and women are marrying the opposite sex when they are not sexually attracted or even into that. We continue to deceive ourselves to believe that everybody is straight. Not everybody is straight. Okay? Some people are not straight, but they will go and marry to cover face because the society frowns at it. They don't want their family members to know. They don't want, people out there to know. So they use a wife to cover. They use husband to cover. Might just be one of them. You don't know. Because I don't see any reason why a man will not be into, he's not sick. And he's always been like this. So that means is either he's doing someone outside, he's carrying someone, another woman outside who he loves, or he's not into women. That is the big elephant in the room, my dear. You have to consider it. And I think you need to have a very honest conversation with him. Do you even like women? Are you attracted to a woman? You say my body is fine. As you describe yourself, finished from top to bottom, say you fat, you be Virgin Mary. Yet, after an born one Peking 8 years ago, Kerewa is once or twice a year. That is not acceptable. Even the Bible says it, that we should not deny each other. Okay? If it's a Christian, maybe you need to, say some of these people, now only pastor they listen to. You might need to go and speak to the pastor, about it, or use Bible verse to talk to him. 1 Corinthians 7:5. It says, do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time so that you may devote yourself to prayer. So you've not consented to this one. No, this one is forced on you now. Okay? Somebody cannot be married and you expect them to be celibate. That is, they work like that. If you want to be celibate, no marry. If you marry, then you got to do what married people do. So that 1 Corinthians 7 verse 5 says, then come together again so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. You see, say even Bible self talk and say, Human being, you get level where your self-control, you go disappear. Even all this Jesus get what you they do so. When they ask you, say, what would Jesus do? At a point, you go waka. Oh. When the desire hold you, if you hook you, you go forget Jesus, you go grab anybody where you see. Oh. Mhm. So it says not to deny one another, and you have to do it. If you're gonna do it for a very short period, it has to be by mutual consent. And as far as I know, from your email, you've not consented to this, so there's something definitely wrong. Okay? So you need to talk to this man, your husband. Again, you say he's a good dad. You're worried about leaving him. You don't want to start all over again. You don't want another father for your son because you say he's a good father. You're planning to have another child, but you said the Kerewa is a big deal. To be honest, it is a deal breaker for most people. I think you've been patient. For a young woman like you are still one of the good ones because some peperempe one, they don't reach outside. They don't reach outside, they go chop, clean mouth, come back house. So they look the man. If the man don't want carry herself, they don't give him mind because they are already getting their groove out there. So they don't care. All right. So, but you are a Jesus girl, and that's why you really desperate to find solution. And you see the funny thing, if now woman get the problem, because women say they get this kind of problem, and we're going to talk about it later on. In January, we're going to do a show about it. If now woman no dey gree Kerewa, the man, before you don't get girlfriend out there, you don't step out, you don't, because he go tell you say no, it's your obligation to give me Kerewa as my wife. So how we want to judge this matter now? What do we want to say about it? I can't encourage you to walk away from a man that you say is loving, is a good man, but there are issues that needs to be fixed. Okay? But I think there is still hope. But he needs to participate. This is the way I see it. Now, two people, now they marry. But it seems like you are alone in this marriage at the moment. The man is not active in the marriage. Okay? He's not doing kerewa. He's not working. He's not bringing money home. So, I don't know. You say he's a good husband. So, I struggle with that, your definition of good husband. Maybe because you know they slap you and I make you feel say be good husband. But, I mean, you live with him, so you know. If you say he's a good husband, then I believe you. But you did say he's a good dad. He's a really great dad. So, what do you do? You're asking me what I will do. I will give the man an ultimatum. But you don't have the balls that I have. So don't ask me what I will do because you can't do what I will do. Me, I get very, very massive balls. I go give an ultimatum, go and see a GP or go and see a doctor, as they call them for Nigeria, or then this marriage will have to look at it again. We have to review this marriage and see. Because at the moment, it's not working for me. You know, if they suffer me, you they cry, say you they born. Yeah, because you go born, you have needs. Not only men they get needs, women self get, we have sexual needs that needs to be met. So that goes for all of you brothers who are watching this. If you are denying your wife constantly in a month, no kerewa, 2 months, 3 months, no kerewa, you are not doing the right thing, no. You are pushing her outside and she steps out, If you see my way carry on where that's the end though. You know we'll see him again. She don't go. She don't go. I'm telling you. Kerewa is very important. So you're asking me, Auntie B, what will you do? This is what I will do. I will have a discussion with him again this time around. Probably bring in some people, maybe family. If he's got someone that he listens to that he respects, get that person into it. Don't keep it and hide it because at the end of the day, if you decide to leave, they might not know why. So get them into it and tell them this is the problem. Maybe they can encourage him to go and see a doctor. Tell him if he doesn't go and see a doctor to fix this problem and go to therapy like you suggested, you are going to leave him. He can't beg you to stay because he doesn't want you to be celibate all your life. There's a reason why you are married. Okay? But if you are able to remain celibate, good. But you ask me what will I do? And this is exactly what I will do. I will give him ultimatum. If I talk to him, he doesn't listen. I get someone to talk to him, he doesn't listen. I'll give him ultimatum. See a doctor and get treatment, or I'm out. I mean, it might just be something that can easily be fixed. Who knows? If it's the uncle testosterone that is the problem, they can give him some medication that will increase it so that he will begin to get in the mood. So what is the pride for? What is the pride for? I don't understand. All this kind pride when no make sense. Your wife is not happy. You are not doing your duty as a husband. You don't get job. You sit down for house. They chop free food. They pay rent. They do everything for your head. You still a fit too big to go see doctor. If you are depressed, go and see a doctor. They get you on antidepressants or go to church for deliverance. But you can't just stay in one place, kojoko in one spot, and maybe you are going out there to go and get your own satisfaction, and you expect the woman to endure for how long? She's a young woman now. That one don't make sense. So, my dear, that is what you need to do. You need to talk to him, okay? Get him to know that you are serious. I think you are very accommodating. You are a good woman. You are very accommodating. You are supportive, which is good. We often complain, brothers complain about how, their wives don't support them. They are not understanding. He's going through a rough patch. But uh-uh, how long is this going to go on for? How long are you willing to put up with this? This is 1 year now, no Kerewa. So you have the option of just carry on the way it is and continue to get off by yourself like you've been doing, or you can be initiating. But even with the initiating, you said that it's not satisfying because they come too quick. 5 minutes, you don't come. 5 minutes self day now. You say 5 minutes no do. Some they do to 30 seconds. I be how many minutes they say churchy they do that time. Okay. Time for my mouth and I go hear them. So I mean, there are ways around it, but the two people need to be able to work together and communicate, right? You can be, can be creative around it. Okay. If you're not good with the banana, not too good, you're not too strong, or the last, you can, be creative around it. You know, spice things up a little bit. Okay. Do aura if he's comfortable with it. If he's not comfortable with it, let him learn. Watch some, if you need to watch some movies that will put him in the mood, ask him. What will be the thing when they into? So that both of you can work together. It is possible to turn things around very quickly with the right support and the right help. But if he's not willing, I'm afraid there's nothing you can do. So if you don't try all these things and you give him some time, maybe from now till April next year, and nothing still changes, then if you decide that you are going to relocate to Canada, you would have fulfilled all righteousness that, okay, I try you, but he didn't listen to me. He was unwilling to access help, even though I'm the one that is bearing the burden financially of the family. Suggested therapy, suggested marriage counseling, suggested doctor to go and get treatment. He's refusing. I mean, some agbode. Go look for all those the real ones, not the ones where they mix with all these their drugs. Or get some natural herbs where they use. Go find out, look for somebody that knows. A lot of them, if you live in Lagos, you can ask. They will tell you to where they do the original one that he can drink. It does help a lot. The people in Nigeria know they use they don't use to the best of my knowledge, they know they use what do they call that medicine when men they use, so when they make them they last, that Oyinbo medicine. I don't think they really use it in Nigeria that much. They use other alternative medicine, which is the herbs, which works a lot. Okay, so you can also, these are all the things that he needs to assess, or you can support him to assess, but he needs to be open to it. At the end of the day, it's about what he is willing to accept and what he's willing to do to save his marriage. Okay, now two people they marry, only you cannot marry yourself. If he's willing to work at it, fine. If he's not willing to work at it, then you have a decision to make. You asked me what I would do, and I've told you. I'll try and get him help. I'll give him ultimatum he needs to get help. If he doesn't get help, then it means he's not interested in the marriage anymore. So Canada, here I come. Okay? But Canada is very cold though. So as you are going, think twice before going. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave you here today. I hope I've been able to address it as best as I can. Please, if you are watching this and you have any medical knowledge, or you have any useful advice for this young woman, put it in the comment section. I'd like to hear your thoughts about this. And if you're a brother especially listening to this, I want to know, Why is it that you brothers una too dey stubborn? Why? When e reach to go doctor, if una get problem, I know they won't find solution. Why? Why is it difficult for you people, especially when you reach this Kerewa matter, anything that has to do with Kerewa, and I go feel say is an attack on your manhood, or be your masculinity. It shouldn't be like that. Mm? If you know they sweet one person, eh, e get as e be. At the end of the day, the person go tire. So if person complain, it's even a good wife, and she complain say this thing, you know, good as you dey do, and so may we find solution. I'm ready to help, and you no agree. You still sit down. For that Ninja, you get as e be. Oh, I want to know from you brothers, why is it that it's so difficult for you people to access or to accept that you need help if you have issues around, your performance in the other room? Why? Leave me your thoughts in the comment section, my people. I will see you in my next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you have not yet done so. Subscribe. And I will speak to you in my next one. Please do not leave any negative or abusive comments. I'd like you to leave constructive comments that can help this sister who has come out to ask for help. Thank you very much for your help. Thank you for your support on this platform. I love and appreciate you. And I bid you a good evening. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next one. I love you. Bye-bye.